Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to talk about our bridge double kettlebell floor press. The kettlebell floor press is a good alternative to the bench press. When people do bench press, they tend to get injuries in the front of their shoulder. 60% of the male gym going population in North America has injuries right here, and that is mostly from doing bench press and dropping their arms down below the level of the bench. The bench is a relatively hard surface, and it impinges the way that their shoulder joint works by impinging the way that their scapula works. So the heavier they lift, the more they force this joint open. There are ways to solve that in the gym. You would bench press on an exercise ball, which would allow your scaps to move more freely, or you can move to something like a floor press. A floor press just puts you on the ground so that you cannot drop your elbows below the line of the shoulder, so you cannot open up that joint in weird ways and put stress on the inside of that joint capsule. There are a couple of kettlebell versions. In a previous video, we had shown the flat version. We're going to review that quickly, and then we're going to turn it into the bridge version. Get down to the ground any way you want. Get your kettlebells in front of you any way you want. When we get them up, we are going to set them on our knees, and then we are going to use our knees to lift the bells up. Get a kettlebell up on your knee, get a kettlebell up on your knee. Get your grip in the good position. The grip that we are always looking for with kettlebells is the 45 degree. We are not doing a barbell grip. The kettlebell should be at that 45 degree angle. Get it on your leg. Get your grip in that correct angle. Lift your legs up. Get the kettlebells close to your chest. We're going to get all the way down. Elbows touch the ground. Your palms are going to face 45 degrees. Two options for the floor press. You could do a bit of a crunch to activate your core, or you can roll your tailbone up to activate your core. Most people choose the tailbone roll up version because it allows them to not place stress on their neck. From here, the bridge press version turns it into a decline. You're just not using a bench. Your body becomes the bench. Lift your tailbone up, squeeze your glutes. Your forearms are vertical. From here, press all the way up, clack your handles together, externally rotate 45 degrees, bring your elbows down. Press, bring them down, nice and slow and controlled. Press, bring them all the way down. Press, bring them all the way down. When you set the kettlebells down, you're going to set them down towards your knees because that's where your arms can't snap. If you set them down out to the side, people can snap their shoulder and hurt it pretty badly. So set your kettlebells down towards the direction of your knees. The kettlebell will get to the ground before your arm straightens out. The important parts of this drill are that we don't want our elbows all the way on our body or up at 90 degrees. 90 degrees, 0 degrees. Kettlebell presses work very well at about the 45 degree mark. That's going to put our hands at about that 45 degree position. When we press our arms out, roll your arms, palms face together, squeeze them together. It gives you that little bit of fly action, and you can clack the bells together to achieve lockout, but get your fingers out of the way when you do that. If you have your fingers in the way and you try to clack the bells together, you're not going to like it. It hurts a lot. When we do that press, our elbow cannot track below the line of our shoulder. Elbows at 45 degrees, press all the way up, rotate, squeeze them together, get your fingers out of the way. Achieve elbow lockout. Kettlebells help people achieve elbow lockout. One of the things that can go weird in gym training is people benching and keeping flexion in their elbow. There are specific reasons to do that for bodybuilding and other things, but for the most part, if you're training for general fitness and to improve the quality of your life, the goal should be to achieve lockout of your elbow, drive your shoulder away from your ear, and fire your lat. This is a simple exercise. This is one of the few exercises that we can do to failure because there's very little danger. When you're doing other kettlebell exercises like snatches or cleans or jerks, we do not like to train to failure because as you're swinging the weight quickly, if you train to failure, it would mean your grip would fail. It would mean the kettlebell would fly away from you, and it's a cannonball with a handle on it. So it destroys things out in front of you. Because you're not swinging the weight, this is a grind movement, you're in very little danger of dropping it on your face or of throwing it away from you in any way. You would put this in training somewhere probably after all the rest of your training. The rest of your training is much higher complexity than this. This would go into the category of what we call sexy training or candy at the end of training. Things people want to do after they do what they have to do. The things that you have to do are your athletic basics, your squat, your press, your clean, your swings, your Turkish get-ups, and then this would go in its own category at the end called candy, things that are not necessary for your athletic performance, but which people really like to do. It is not necessary training per se. Our Turkish get-up is our replacement for bench press, but this would allow people to get more contraction in their chest and to fill out in certain ways. Plug it into your training. This is one of those few ones that you can train to failure.